City of Savannah, State of Georgia, United States of America. Tune in every Tuesday, 7 p.m. to By Us For Us. News you can use. Facebook Live, Alicia Miller Blakely, 7 p.m.
Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Savannah. Y'all come on in, babies. Come on in. And if you can't come on in, guess what? For those that's on the other podcast with all the women Keisha Gibson Carter, you can always go to the video that's going to be on YouTube. Do you think they heard me? Because that's kind of loud. All right. Oh, let me talk to the mic. All right, y'all. We got some special guests tonight. We normally come to you on Tuesday, but we had to come to you tonight because we did not want these men to leave the city of Savannah without letting you, John Q. Public, know who the heck they are. All right. So with that being said, before we get started, what we gonna do is groove a little bit with Raheem Javon. Y'all ready? Hey, come on. Yeah. Jamal. Come on now. You know, you acting a little. Yeah, baby. We ain't bulletproof. They think we are, but we darn sure ain't now. Come on. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Y'all, we living like we bulletproof? Not.
West side in the house. West side.
Not. West side. Yeah, we throwing up gang signs tonight. Not bad gangs, good gangs.
That's right. Us.
All right.
That's right.
Us.
Real.
The us gang.
That's right.
All right. You know they say when 2 or 3 are together, you're considered a gang. But guess what? We got all kind of gangs all over the universe.
Right.
You got the police gang. You got the judicial gang. You got the fire chief, the fireman gang. You got all kind of gangs. You got the church gang. Okay? You got the preacher gang. All kind of gangs. So ain't nothing wrong with throwing up your set for West Side.
The police, the biggest gang in America. So why we can't have our own?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Say that again, JP.
The police, the biggest gang in America. So why we can't have our own gang?
Exactly, because we ain't killing nobody.
Yeah, but positive of course, but
yes,
you know what I'm saying?
I totally agree. Y'all listen, let me tell y'all something. All the Woman Keisha Gibson Carter show is normally on tonight. So if you're a viewer, please by all means go view, or you can always come back and watch this show on video or at another time. But y'all, we got to get this information out here. Y'all, I just want to say, my guest tonight, when I tell you awesome and phenomenal, movers and shakers across the country, not just here in Savannah. But let me give you my disclaimer. What you hear on this podcast is not necessarily the opinion of yours truly, your host, Alicia Blakely. It is the opinion of my guest. If it is something that you hear that you don't like, by all means, please don't go out into the community and spread negativity. Let's be adult about it. Pick up the phone, call 912-631-0731, and let's have a conversation about it. You might change your mind about the way you think or what you heard or what you said. You might change your mind, or you might change the mind of the individual who said what it was that you didn't like what they said. Y'all got that? All right. So now what I want y'all to do for the ones that's on here looking, share, invite. And y'all, let me say this. Our job in this community is to spread the knowledge and the information that mainstream media does not give you. What they're going to do is give you bits and pieces. But what we're going to do is give you the real deal, Holyfield, baby. So I need all y'all to share, invite, or come back and make sure that you look at this information because it is so necessary. Mr. Mauli.
Yeah.
Mauli Davis.
Hold on. Before y'all go, I just want you to mention the toy drive because I want people.
Oh yeah, y'all listen, because we're not on tomorrow, I have to say this, we're doing a toy drive. Straight fire, port to port. The toy drive is tomorrow. I'm sorry, is when? When you
Well,
gonna do it?
we're accepting donations and toys until the last 2 weeks in December. So
Okay.
if you want,
Well,
hopefully,
just come over here and tell them,
I
JP.
don't want to, I don't want to cram up around everybody.
Okay.
But hopefully,
Just stick your face right there so they can see. Y'all, that's JP.
okay, this is me right here. Listen, so if y'all want to donate, please, you can send money to port to port music group on Cash App. We would rather y'all donate toys. If you got toys, even if they not brand new, you know, if they toys that other kids can play with, gently used toys that we could wrap up and, you know, maybe make sure we make another kid's day, you know, Christmas with that type of stuff. We did it last year. We had 500 pieces. It was an amazing turnout, and we want to do it again. We want it to be bigger and better. If you want to bring toys, please bring them to 42 West Montgomery Crossroads behind Family Dollar. We upstairs in Unit O. That's 42 West Montgomery Crossroads, Suite O, behind Family Dollar. If you want to drop off some gifts and make a child day, and if you want to donate to Port Music Group on Cash App, and that's PORT, the number 2 PORT Music Group. That's all I got. I just wanted to put that out.
But let me say this.
I'm gonna say I ain't donating no toys, but here you go, right here. You go. 'Cause I ain't got time to go to my
all
Cash
right,
App.
That's a donation right there.
That's right,
Yes,
that's
yeah.
right.
But y'all, let me
that's
tell
for-
you
that's for the
something.
toy drive.
If you want to get something, all you got to do is go right there to the dollar. What is that? The dollar store, Family Dollar. Pick up a gift, come right around the corner, and just drop it off right here. Okay, what we're trying to do is make sure that every child in this community that would not normally get a gift gets something. So, and y'all, I gotta say this: these young brothers here, they moving and shaking. You know, the stigma about African American young men is sometimes so clouded that you don't see the good. But these brothers doing the doggone thing. I was about to say that other word. Y'all know I'm a work in progress now.
Your phone going dead.
Well, you know I got the fast charger in there.
Okay, no, as long as it's phone plugged up, we good.
Okay, we good to go. All right,
I'm gonna
y'all.
go to Diaspora Marketplace and Touch of Africa. Also get some stuff too. Just throwing it out there. Just throwing
Yes.
it out.
What is it called now?
Touch of Africa Diaspora Marketplace. Diaspora
Oh
Marketplace.
yes, on MLK.
That's right.
Yes, get something to give those families. But we got another guest sitting in here, and I would like for all of us, if we possibly could, to and I know we're supposed to social distance y'all, but yeah, if we can get everybody.
Nah, you in? You good? You in?
No, I'm talking about him.
Oh, okay, got you.
Yes,
I should have left the other mic plugged up.
I don't know why you didn't.
It's all good.
It'll
get you.
Can we get him? I want him to be seen as well. So
We got everybody.
y'all, and listen here. We good. You see, we got hand sanitizer.
Okay.
We done sprayed everything.
And I'm using my hands.
That's right. We done sprayed everything. Our mics
And they
are
masked up.
clean.
They masked up too.
And
so.
they masked up, and we good. Y'all, we good over here. Trust and believe. You can get me one because I probably talk my head off tonight. And y'all, I promise you, we won't be that long. We won't be that long. But I'm getting ready to introduce our guest tonight. And for those that watch, I got to keep saying this because I'm on her time tonight. Alderwoman Keisha Gibson Carter, please tune in. You can always come back and look at this later on tonight or tomorrow or some other time. But I just could not let these phenomenal individuals leave the city of Savannah without giving you all this pertinent information that they're going to give you. All right, so now, Mauli. Mauli.
That's right.
Why I want to call you Mauli?
Everybody,
Okay.
They mix up the A and the U, but it's Mauli. It's
Yes,
good. It's good.
Mauli.
Yeah.
Mauli Davis and the one and only incomparable Francis Johnson. Y'all, when I tell you, this young man over here, attorney Francis Johnson, attorney Mauli, and Dr. Jamal Toure. Bam, baby! Yes!
Straight from the
We here. all this knowledge, and then little old me. Yes. Y'all listen.
Our shiro.
All right, y'all. We are here because this is a serious part of it. A lawsuit was filed today on behalf of the family of Julian Lewis out of Scriven County, who on August the 7th, 2020, was assassinated by Georgia State Patrolman Jacob G. Thompson in Sylvania because of a pit maneuver he did caused Mr. Lewis his vehicle to stop. I don't know all of the details. I'm gonna let them tell you all the details. But supposedly 1 second after Mr. Lewis's vehicle stopped, this individual put a bullet in his head. Mm-hmm. Let's go, Mr. Attorney Francis Johnson, Attorney Mauli Davis. Y'all let us know what happened. And then we're going to segue into what actually happened to Dr. Jamal Toure over the weekend. And also another individual, Ferrante Frazier. He's not here, but some things have been happening in our community that we all need to know about. So go ahead.
All right. I'll start first. It's an honor to be here.
It's an honor to have you here.
It's always good to be with the warrior spirits
yes.
in our community, because that's one of the things that we're clear about,
mm-hmm.
is that without the warrior spirit, we would not be.
Exactly.
And so we give thanks, and we're excited about coming to Savannah, being a part of this ecosystem of justice and fighting with shoulder to shoulder, back to back with folk who stand for Black folk.
Yes.
Intentionally, unapologetically, and
mm-hmm.
with love.
Yes.
So I just want to say that. So thank you, sis.
You're welcome.
I'm Mauli Davis, originally from the south side of Chicago, but have been living in Georgia for the past 21 years mm-hmm. in College Park, Decatur, and now we'll be living back and forth between Decatur and Savannah.
Yes.
So we're excited about that.
Take your mask off.
My wife, my family. We're excited about being a part of the community here,
mm-hmm.
and the Davis Bozeman Johnson law firm being here, a part of the very storied history of powerful African American attorneys and firms mm-hmm. that are here now and have been here in the past. So today we filed what's called a notice of claim. Basically, before you can ever file a lawsuit against a governmental agency, you have mm-hmm. to give them notice.
Right.
So against the city, you would give them an ante litem notice. Against mm-hmm. a county, you give them a presentation of claims. And then in this instance, we're doing a notice of claim because we're going after the actual state of Georgia through the torch claim. Mm-hmm. And it's all about what you laid out.
Mm-hmm.
A brother who was just trying to make it home.
Yes.
And it seems that is the reoccurring theme of Black men and Black women and children just trying to make it home.
Yes.
And having their lives taken
mm-hmm.
by those that we have paid through
yes.
our tax dollars
yes.
to serve and protect.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not what happened on August the 7th. In fact, instead of being protected, Julian Lewis was hunted. His car was pit maneuvered.
Yes.
For what? A broken tail light.
A broken tail light.
So this wasn't a man that they were like, hey, be on the lookout for
mm-hmm.
someone that has committed a murder or someone that has done an armed robbery. He's driving down the street on the way home and he got a broken tail light. And so the trooper decides, for this broken tail light, I'm going to have to do a pit maneuver, which in and of itself is dangerous.
Yes.
But then not only once I complete the pit maneuver, I'm going to jump out of my car and fire into your car at almost point blank range,
mm-hmm.
shooting him in his head and killing him.
Jesus.
And Julian Lewis, 60 years old, married, son, had a son and is a son.
Yes.
And so you got a chance to meet his mother,
yes.
his wife, his family.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the things that we have to not allow this system to dehumanize Black lives.
Exactly.
And just make it think that, it's just a number. No,
mm-hmm.
this was a brother who is missed dearly by his family. So that's what we did today. We were just thankful. Doc was rolling with us yesterday, gave us one of those powerful tours.
Yes,
And
yes.
You know,
Awesome.
I think we went for 2 hours. I know that's beyond the normal time.
Yes,
but we went for about 2 hours just getting rooted and grounded. You know, Savannah has drawn us here. We're spiritual people, people who believe deeply in African tradition.
Yeah, I gotta stop you. You said something that is so powerful. You said Savannah drew you here. The Spirit drew you here. You know, I tell people all the time, honey, we are fighting against, this is a spiritual warfare, principalities,
That's right.
demonic forces. And people say, well, why would you say that? Because it is true. Savannah is a city that we are 55.3% African American. But in this city, we have nothing to show for it, being the majority. And we are treated like we are the minority. The mantra here has always been, well, we're the minority and we can't do this, and at least we get a little bit of, let's get something. We tired of getting crumbs.
There it is.
It's time for us to get our own pie.
That's right.
Okay, now, let me get off of that right there. Attorney Francis Johnson, y'all. Let me tell y'all something about this man right here. I met Attorney Francis Johnson back in, when was it? During the Troy Anthony Davis situation, when we were fighting to save this.
Before the world knew it, Troy Anthony Davis.
Before the world knew who Troy Davis was. And so I'm saying that to say this. This man has been on the battlefield for a mighty, mighty long time. And I guess I've been on there for quite a while as well, because we've been on there together. You know, I've seen you in so many instances. You were the director, the regional director of the NAACP.
That's right.
And some people say he has a voice sort of like Martin Luther King, a mannerism like Martin Luther King. And I've heard you speak, and you come across like Martin Luther King. And I just want to tell you, I am so thankful to know you and to be able to say that I've been on the battlefield with you. So what part are you playing in this? And you know, I got to say this as well. David Bozeman and Johnson Law Firm is now currently here in Savannah, y'all. It's right here in Savannah. What is your location?
208 West Hall Street.
Okay.
Next to Bonds and Royal.
Yes, over in that historic area. We are happy to be here. We're very proud to be here, continuing in the tradition of Black lawyers who center their work in the community, in the tradition of Mayfield, Gadsden, and Hill, and Robinson, and those names which grounded Savannah in previous generations. That spirit lives within the Davis Bozeman Johnson firm. I'm no stranger to Savannah. My family lives, and we've had a practice in Statesboro, which has covered this region for some time. And I served as state president of the NAACP. I'm currently the chairman of the New Georgia Project, which Stacey Abrams founded, and Reverend Raphael Warnock, a son of Savannah, led up until January when he stepped down to run for Senate. And when the board asked me to chair that work behind Stacey and Raphael, two good friends of mine, I said yes to that. And our strategy has been to remind the world, to remind those who are concerned about Georgia, that there's a Georgia outside of the 285 perimeter in Atlanta.
That's right.
Yes, it is.
And it runs through Savannah, it runs through Augusta, it runs through Columbus and Albany and Valdosta, but it also runs through places like Statesboro and Swainsboro, etc. And so Brunswick, and so all of those points came home 3 weeks ago when folks got the election night blues. But I knew what work we had done across this state. And it was places like Savannah that showed up and showed out.
That's right.
When I got the call to come over to Savannah to make sure that those fools who wanted to disrupt our democracy and the orderly process that was unfolding in the election of a new president, a new regime, if you will, I was proud to represent. So we've been in this area. It is past time that we lay claim to the legacy, and we're doing so. And the Davis Bozeman Johnson firm is here. We look forward to serving as a part of this community.
Thank you so much. And I have to say, y'all, I am excited. I am so excited that they are here, because there's been times when things have happened here. And what's his name? God rest his soul. Charles Smith.
Oh, yes.
You know, we were looking, and just so happened a very young attorney, Chad Mance, who is now the president of the Savannah chapter of the NAACP.
Very good.
He supported, and he did what he could do. What he could do. But now that we have, and kudos to him, because he's moving and shaking and doing great things. But now we have some powerhouses in the city.
He's our little brother.
Yes.
We know him.
Yes.
And so for the other warriors who are in Savannah, folks like Brother Mance and even others like Will Claiborne and Chris Middleton and
Shalana Cook Jones, baby,
yes,
our district attorney, when they thought that she wasn't going to do it. But let me tell y'all something.
I've been knowing that sister since we were in law school together.
Okay.
And let me tell you something. She was bad then and she's bad now.
She's badder now.
Yeah.
but y'all listen here. Let me say this right here. Mainstream media endorsed all them other folks.
That's right.
But guess what? It's folks like us and podcasts like this. Everyone that they endorsed did not win. Everyone that we endorsed won. That's why it is so important. It is so important that we tell our own story. All right. By us, for us. Y'all see that right there?
Bam.
By us, for us. Okay, it was for us, by us, but it's by us, for us, because ain't nobody gonna tell the story the way we tell it.
That's right.
We gonna give it to you raw and uncut without Vaseline. It might hurt some, and it might be good to others. Bam, baby, yes, I said it. I sure did. Yeah, I said it. Okay, so now y'all, after this filing. Of what's happening with the federal, with the state. What takes place after that?
We need to situate this case in terms of American jurisprudence. You know, you said assassination, and that's a particular word. It's a murder where the real crux of that murder has political implications. And for the black body in this country, violence against the black body has been sanctified through the process of American jurisprudence. And so we've seen...
Now, when you say American jurisprudence...
That's through our court system.
Right.
Through our court system. And I don't have to go back and teach a history class. Just in our current history in terms of our dealings with police accountability and with vigilante violence against the black body.
Yes.
When it came to Trayvon Martin, our brother, down in Sanford, Florida, they told you that you were not there. You were not a witness to it. And so American jurisprudence sanctified the violence against his body and told you because there were witnesses. Well, with Mike Brown, there were more than a dozen witnesses.
Yes.
Yeah.
American jurisprudence sanctioned violence against his body, saying, well, we need video. Well, when Eric Gardner was choked to death, not in some small place like Savannah, but in the largest city on the planet, New York City, and broadcast on every channel, and we saw it with our own eyes. American jurisprudence says, well, it was on video, but he committed a crime. What was the crime? Selling his own cigarettes.
Selling his own cigarettes.
What was the crime of Tamir Rice except doing the work of a child, which is playing in the park? And he was killed, 12 years old. Or Sandra Bland, because the American jurisprudence told you, well, you know, what you ought to do is get a good education, get a good job. She had a master's degree, was starting a new job, and was hung in her cell.
Yes.
And so American jurisprudence has been there to always sanctify the violence against the black body by saying that it was justified. In DeKalb County, the blackest, richest, most affluent gathering of black people that rivals anywhere on this planet today. Anthony Hill was killed naked on a ball field, a veteran who suffered the brokenness that so many of our veterans suffer from and not being taken care of through the promises his government made to him. That officer was not found guilty of his murder. He was found guilty of violating his oath, but not found guilty of violating his murder. We intend in this Julian Lewis case for the criminal justice system to, for the first time in Georgia history, hold a police officer accountable for the murder of a black man.
Okay.
And that has not happened before. As a matter of fact, Julian Lewis's killer, and I call him that because the state of Georgia has, because they have accused him of felony murder and aggravated assault, is sitting in jail. He is the only law enforcement officer in this country who's sitting in jail. The killer of George Floyd, as much outrage as that provoked around the world, is on bond. And so today, before we announced this notice of claims, we were inscribing for reconsideration of his bond, where the defense was asking for this killer to be released, and of course we vehemently opposed that. And so this, if the deaths of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and Ahmaud Arbery are to mean anything, it means that we cannot allow, through either our omission in terms of speaking out against it or our commission by actually agreeing with it, this system to sanctify the violence against black bodies in our name, not in my name.
Right.
And I will do everything with everything that the Creator has given me, my mind, my body, and my heart, to lay my body against the gears of this system so that it doesn't grind through Julian Lewis and possibly grind through each of us. Because all the system will grind through our bodies if we don't change it.
Exactly. I just want to say, it seems like when you're an activist, an advocate, a warrior, it seems like you're just fighting to the point where you're just sick and tired of being sick and tired. I mean, some nights I would go home after marching and fighting. Even in Troy Davis's case, they murdered him on the 21st of September.
Yes.
My birthday is the 26th of September. I was so torn up that I could not even look at my birthday in a good way. I had to tell Hollis, look, we got to get away from here. I got to go near the water. So we had to go to Tybee Island, and I stayed out there for about a week just to, compose myself.
Yeah.
Because that was one of the most painful things that I had to deal with in this fight for justice, but
that proximity is so important.
Yes.
You cannot do this work without getting close to this.
Yes.
To this what? To this suffering. To this pain. To the agony of knowing that in a real sense, what has been said about these deaths. Think about Breonna Taylor. In that case, those who burst into her home, those who riddled her body with bullets, the law justified their actions.
Yes.
And if there was a crime, they said it was a crime against perhaps her neighbors.
Her neighbors, not her.
Not
her now. Yes.
But not against her. And so you're right. You're right. But proximity, although it will leave us, broken and battered and bruised so many times, is what's required if you really want to do this work. Keyboard courage will not get it. No. We have to become close to it.
And, it is interesting. When I was just coming in the movement, I was 21, 22 years old, and a brother who was a part of the All African Revolutionary Party in Philly. So Philly is where my consciousness was awakened, and I said, "Oh, okay, I got to do something." Right?
What was it? Move
was there. Yeah, Move was bombed there. Philly has a rich, very rich tradition of struggle.
Yeah,
You
and
know, like
you
most
know
of
what?
our cities.
That's interesting that you say that because I was born in Philadelphia.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Oh, like
Go ahead.
Philly is so in Philly. This brother set me down. You know, he
Mm-hmm.
sees I'm moving, and so he asked me a series of questions. One of the questions that he asked is that he said, "Are Black people suffering in America?"
Mm.
And I said, "Yeah." You know, I didn't need no statistics. I didn't need to be able to pull out and show,
Right.
you know, here's our percentage versus. I just knew it inherently just on my experiences in Philly and Chicago, all around.
Right.
And so he said, if Black people are suffering, don't we have a responsibility to relieve that suffering?
Yes.
I said, yeah. He said, and if you know that a system is causing that suffering, don't we then have a responsibility to change that system?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He said, well, son, brother,
Mm-hmm.
you got to be a revolutionary.
That's right.
And that's what the change is because the system is functioning the way it is supposed to
That's
function.
right.
And we have to decide that we got to change the system.
Mm-hmm.
And so that has been those words, that series of questions. So when you say it's exhausting, and I feel you, and so that's why we have to do our self-care work like you did by going to the water.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, for oppressed people, those of us who are in a position to fight, we betray our very breath if we don't fight.
Yes.
If we don't
yes.
struggle. You know, it's something.
You know what? You said something that is so powerful. We are in the position, but what I've noticed in the political arena and people who are given the authority, it seems as though some of them, when they get there, they get scared. And they get the hushy mouth. And they're scared to speak up for the oppressed people. You know, and I sit back and I say, well, God, you put me here for a reason. Now, and I told this to y'all today. When I was in my mother's womb, it was destined to what and who I was going to be.
That's right.
So don't get mad at me for having this big mouth. You get mad at the Creator because He created me this way. So I'm not going to ever talk against Black people. I'm not going to ever say, well, no. You know what gets me too? Every time you turn around, they want to include everybody in the Black man or the Black woman struggle. But don't nobody include us in their struggle.
And
Do you hear me?
And there
All right.
are these spaces, right, that we have to have cultural privacy.
Yes.
There has to be spaces where Black folk can just get together and be with each other.
Yes.
So that we can be in communion with each other, in fellowship with each other, to build, to grieve, to live, to, you know, there are just spaces that we got to be able to do that in, and we got to be able to do it unapologetically.
Exactly.
And it's okay.
And you know what? It's nothing against nobody else. It's nothing against nobody else because you have so many people that do the same thing, so many other races and cultures that do the exact same thing.
And it
I
gives them
ain't
strength.
mad at nobody.
Privacy
Yes.
is part of the bailiwick of a free people.
Exactly.
And so when you don't have a free mind, then you believe that the white gaze should have access to everything. And so this has come up in pop culture recently with the sort of exorcism of Jeremiah Wright, if you will, by so many so-called Black preachers who claim to preach to Black people. You know, what Jeremiah Wright said was in the sanctity of the Black church, a place of truth-telling. He was truth-telling about an empire, and everything that he said was absolutely correct.
Absolutely true.
But when it was put up for the white gaze and thrust into a political conversation where Black freedom is not at the center of that conversation, but empire is, and the empire requires the subjugation of bodies, and Black people are still subjugated largely within this empire structure.
Yes.
Then that's why his words seem to be obtuse. They absolutely fit that scenario. And so I think you're right when it comes to the privacy. But there's also another thing. we have people who are not certain that they want to be game changers.
Okay.
They want to be in the game, but they're not certain of it. I used to use that word when I was state president of the NAACP, that we needed leaders at the NAACP who were game changers.
That's right.
Because if you don't change the game, you're still going to get the same outcomes.
Exactly.
Except it's hurtful because it's people who look like you who are doing it to you.
Exactly.
And so we needed game changers, but they instead become captured because they fail to understand the nature of the empire for which these offices ultimately belong. And they think through their personality, their sheer good luck and fortune and just their smile, they're gonna charm the devil out of Satan. And they're not. They're just not. That is, you're not going to do that.
No.
And so
No.
and there's no amount that we have, and you so, well, that's so harsh. You say I have 401 years of evidence.
Yes.
As Exhibit 1. You show me what evidence you have. As James Baldwin said it best, I cannot believe what you say about America because I've seen what America has done.
Yes.
And what it continues to do. And so being captured, not wanting to be a game changer, and not being clear as to who you are and who you represent means that you have these handkerchief head people that you elect to various positions whose job is to serve empire, not their community.
All right.
And that's absolutely correct, because I tell folks, we have folks who are filling seats. Filling seats, and it's about egos, and we allow that because again, you people have heard me share this, that again, because that's your relative, because that's your in-law, that's your neighbor, that's your friend, that's your schoolmate. You support them when they're problematic for us.
Exactly.
And then we have these groupies that just run behind them. And you put them out there because our best and our brightest are not in these positions. We need our best and our brightest in positions to be leaders, because again, we got people filling seats, and then we think it's okay. And then again, what Brother Francis said, then it's then that I said it's that ego that comes into play. And what you're saying, that again, they get there because they're there for their ego.
Exactly.
They're not there for the masses. They're not there to fight for us. They're not there to go and make that change. They're not there to say they can see the injustice and they stand up against the injustice. They're right there for themselves, and they get some jolly. They get that orgasmic thrill out of that day in this position that they sit at the table. Because I've heard people go and say this right here, elected officials here in Savannah, Chatham County, Georgia, who have said the fact that we criticize something. They then talked about the stuff, how they go to the yacht club, and I say, y'all go to the yacht club to drink with them. You go there to drink with them, but then still yet our communities are impoverished.
And suffering.
And then you want us to still re-elect you. And some of us run with it. We have our machines and have all this pride about that. But I'm not saying stop, cut. It's time for us to have the leaders now come forward. And I say good people sit back being silent. No longer can we tolerate that. And that goes to even our own individual organizations.
Yes.
Look at organizations that we got, our social clubs, our fraternal sorority organizations, our groups. Look at what they're doing. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Okay. And I know I should be using profanity because you know, because she's gonna say Jamal sometimes go
but you ain't said them bad hard words. You know. Right, yeah. People tell you, well, that ain't a bad word because that's in the Bible. Right, but the bottom line is, because you got some folks on there that'll be saying, I'm so glad y'all didn't say this, and I'm so glad.
Right.
And it is a respectable show because we have some of everybody that's watching. We got some of everybody. So,
but what's not respectful is to charge people a premium for piss poor services. What's not respectful?
That's not respectful.
What's not respectful is to administrate a government that does not apply the law equally.
That's right.
What's not respectful is to hold people accountable, but not hold yourself accountable.
That's right.
Exactly.
So that we can talk about respect as we want. But what I appreciate is that we all have roles.
Yes.
And so when we came to Savannah, we met with our good friends in the leadership, and that's fine. My role as an advocate is to be an advocate.
Yes.
I expect them to do their job in their role. And if we all did our job,
we wouldn't have no problems.
We'd have no problems. Whoever's in the seat,
yes.
I'm going to hold you accountable, and I want you to hold me accountable.
Yes.
That's what it means. It doesn't mean I'm never going to ask you to cover me in in failing to do my job.
Exactly.
I want you to hold me accountable so that we all can thrive.
Yes.
Exactly.
And I think when you, Kwame Toure,
That's right.
said it best,
Mhm.
that everything, not some of it, everything that we have is owed to the masses
That's
of our
right.
people
That's
in their
right.
struggle.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so our responsibility is pay it back.
That's
right.
right.
Every day,
That's
every
right.
opportunity, I mean, this the law degree that we have, the
Mhm.
law firm, the elected position, the PhD is owed to the people.
It's owed to the people.
Because they are the ones who sacrifice everyday ordinary black people. Not one,
Right. That's
not
right.
two, but the masses of black people.
Y'all, I want to cry.
Sacrificed it.
You know why I want to cry? Because it feels so good to sit here and talk to y'all talking like this.
It's,
Right.
it's,
'Cause
it's,
we don't hear this every
it-
single day.
it is it.
But we don't need to be affirmed by the trappings of this
That's right.
world. We are
That's right.
no illusions. We didn't
That's
come to
right.
eat the king's meat.
No,
That's right.
We did not come to drink the king's wine.
no.
We came with a different agenda.
That's
Yes.
So our affirmation comes when we see our communities transformed
That's
and our
Exactly.
people
That's
thriving
right.
Exactly.
and
Right.
living as free people.
That's
That's
it.
right.
At the end of the day.
That's right.
You know, Jamal, and the reason why I asked you to come tonight is because I saw something online where there was a situation that happened to you, and not only did it happen to you, it happened to another friend, Ferrante Frazier. But we're not going to talk
Right.
about Ferrante because Ferrante is not here.
Right.
And Ferrante, if you're listening, you can call in and we can talk about your situation. But your situation was similar to Jamal's situation, which all ties into the reason why these two gentlemen are here. Because of a tail light, Mr. Julian Lewis is no longer here. But in your case, it was last week,
No.
this week. When did it happen?
Last night.
Last night.
Last night.
Okay.
We were together earlier.
Actually, it's because of the Davises that it occurred. Because I was around them. If I wasn't around them, I'd have no problem.
Okay.
But I was around them yesterday. And that stuff rolled off. Because y'all know I don't like to be around them because they're radicals. I don't like to be around them. Jamal is a good Negro. Jamal ain't trying to be around him. You got Francis Johnson right here. He's my friend, brother, but he's still radical. I don't be around him. So
Stop being scary.
Well, when you think about it, I've been a pastor. This next month will be 21 years pastoring the Mount Moriah Missionary Baptist Church and 8 years of Sweet Magnolia. And people say, well, you're radical for a pastor. And I remind them that the black church itself was a revolution.
Come on,
The
somebody.
black church was
Come on.
birthed out of the same revolutionary spirit that we embody. I don't know where it has drifted or why its leaders have drifted away from its origin.
Well, I
But
can tell
the-
you
the
why.
very
Of
note-
prosperity.
Well,
They're preaching prosperity now.
well, as long as our people are bound, those of us who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes.
That's right.
Not for some of us, but for
For all of us. Yes.
And so the law, that's my other profession is the law. And I very much think of the law not as a tool, to get me, but this is a tool to advance our society for the common good. And regardless of what you do, if you teach school, if you cook food, if you wait on people who are elderly, whatever you do, you can transform that into revolutionary work
Exactly.
by simply changing your mindset about it. If you have the special responsibility to care for those who cannot care for themselves, that's a revolutionary act.
Yes.
And every time you do for them, you are doing for the common good of all of us. So if you're listening to this tonight, you say, I don't know how I can fit in the struggle. I'm not an elected official. I'm not a professor. I'm not a lawyer. Whatever you're doing.
That's right.
You can take up the Creator's work that was assigned for you to do, whether you call it God's work, God's will, whatever you call it.
Liberate.
It's a liberating work that sets you free to set others free through what you do.
Yes, yes. Look here, that was that preacher that just came out there. Lord have mercy. But go ahead and tell us what happened.
And just to throw that out, that's what Kwame talked about also. Kwame talked about it. He said that if you are a sanitation worker,
That's
do
right.
something for the black community. Do something for black people. Help them. If whatever you're doing, you do your work to help black folks. And again, those are the words that he told us when we were younger. But what happened last night, after I had left them, I go by my house on the west side in the Can Park, Jackson Park neighborhood. And what was so funny is that when I had pulled up on Bullock, I had saw this cop car right next block and pulled up, and it even paused between me and the house on the street. Think nothing of it. I'm like, okay. Then when I finally left, then I come to the east side, that's when now I see a cop car, another one in the neighborhood. Then I see another cop car. And I'm saying to myself, yo, you know, with us, generally, we like saying, they're looking for somebody.
Right.
That's
Not thinking it's you.
Right. So, and what happened, now I'm debating, so I'm going to put it out there. Well, I'm debating about what am I going to fix, what type of vegetable am I going to fix to eat with my meal tonight? And I'm like, I want me some collard greens. I want me some greens. So now I take that to, I can go to Kroger's and go get the greens out the can, you know, the morning glory, you know, I thought about that. Or I can get some frozen. Then I say, you know, I might need to go to this other place since there are 50 greens. And so I'm debating. So what happened, now when I'm at 51st and Exchange, that's when now I'm like, do I make the left to go to Kroger's? Or I make the right to go to the restaurant and get the greens already cooked? And so, and I don't put my blinkers on, so first, bam, that's when I make the right turn. Bam, they hit me with the lights. I'm thinking like, because already my mind is that, hey,
They pull you over.
they're looking for somebody. And so I have the lights on, so I'm thinking, oh, let me pull over so now they can go past me. And I'm like, oh, no.
No, they came for you.
Right.
Oh my God.
So I'm there. So then what happened? A Caucasian female gets out of the vehicle. She comes up to me and she is like, I'm Officer so-and-so. And then she says that you made a turn and you did not put your turn signal on. I'm like, okay, then how it is. Because again, about truth. With us, when we're involved in this right here, we don't sweat some. Y'all know I said we don't sweat certain things.
Right.
I'm like looking like, okay, yep, that's right. You know, I didn't do it. You know, hey,
You admit it.
right. Then what happens? She then inquires where I'm coming from. No, where I live. I'm like, I give her the address. She look at my license. I said, and I also have this address too. And she's like, what? She said, well, where do you live? I said, I live in both places.
Okay.
I got
That's
more than
your
one
right.
house.
That's your right.
I got more than one house. They're like, where you come from? I said, I'm coming from my house. And so then what happens? She goes to her vehicle. Then a Caucasian male officer comes up to the car, and he said, you know, you got stopped because you did not put on your turn signal. Lesson given. We understand that we don't sweat that type of stuff. Then he says, she detected alcohol.
Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. You don't even drink. You don't even drink.
I'm looking like, okay, then.
Don't even drink.
And now, I'm gonna let y'all put it out there. I'm hoping in my mind that he's not gonna redeem the situation by saying, I don't detect anything. He then says, I detect alcohol. Then I said, alcohol, because my mind like saying, these fools around here talking about alcohol.
Yes.
So I'm like, okay. Then they want to do a test on me. So of course, you know, because they already talked about pretextual stops in the class and scope of the stop in the class and just don't do that in the classes. I said to him, I said, I'm not about to get tested. We're not about to do that. I said, call supervisor. I said, call supervisor. We're not even going any further. I'm calling supervisor right now. So what I do, and this is the thing, like I had shared this with folks. I even told folks, I said, like the situation with George Floyd, I said that situation could have changed if folks around there had taken the attitude or the thought of saying, let us call the mayor, let us call the chief of police. At that time, I said, some of your officers are trying to kill somebody. I had said this on the same show. I said, but what happened for us, we elect people to positions, and that's all we do with them. No, I told folks, you know, y'all have heard me say, you need to have their telephone numbers.
Yes.
So what did I do? I live my life the way I'm supposed to live my life. And so I just say, hey, I put my phone out. I dial my alderwoman.
All right, come on now.
I dial alderwoman Shabazz.
Yes.
She's on the phone. She said, Brother Jamal. I said, Sister Stella, alderwoman Shabazz. I said, I just been stopped on 51st and Exchange.
Y'all, did you hear what he said? Get those numbers. Use those numbers.
That's right.
Dial those numbers.
That's right.
Okay, go ahead.
And so what then happens? I'm telling her, they stopped me because I did not put my turn signal. She was like, what? Then I said, now they said that they detected alcohol. She said, you drink? No, she said, I'm just asking. Because I know you don't drink. I'm like, right. So then what she does, she calls the chief. The officer has come back up to me again to ask me about doing a test. I'm like, we're not about to do a test.
Okay.
That's not about to happen. So because I understand my power, I'm like, I'm not about to do that. Then what happens next is that he comes back to the car. This time he said, because of safety, would you mind coming out the car? So now I'm saying to myself,
heck no.
So, see now, which I'll tell everybody, I'll tell everybody else now. I'll tell you not to do it. Don't do it. But this, I said, because I got her on the phone and she talked to the chief.
Right.
So that's why I'm like, okay, I want to entertain. I'm going to get out the car, but I got something else I plan on doing. So I get out the car. So I just walked right along my car. Then I lean on the trunk of my car like this. So then he like, can you lift up your glasses so I can look at your eyes? I said, Alderman Shabazz, he not asking me to lift up my glasses. I said, this is a pretextual situation. This is a pretextual right here. All right, told him I'm not doing any tests. And I'm talking just like this.
Right.
She's like, all right, Brother Jamal, just calm down. I said, oh, I'm calm. I'm letting you know, I'm calm.
Right.
And so what happened, he's not still. And so then a supervisor comes up. Supervisor comes up. He said, basically, how can we resolve this? I said, I like how you come out. I said, because when she told me that I did not put on my turn signal, I had no problem to talk to her about this, and then she could just give me a warning. That would take care of it. That was right. So then what goes on, so then he was like, the other officer, the male Caucasian officer, now he does this. He like, hold on. And then he like, look at my glasses. Then he's like, yeah, your eyes are not red. So I just bust out and laugh, because I'm like, basically, again, I can't use the language. I'm like, this is comical here.
But you know what? With all of that being said, the same situation happened with possibly with Mr. Julian Lewis.
Let me go.
And now he's no longer here.
But let me go and share with you, because what they're saying, now I'm getting this part out. So I'm like looking at it, and so what they're going to say, that they were told we need to have more patrol in the area. So I don't have no problem. People like, hey, we want our neighborhood to be safe from crime. We want that. No problem. But then that's why they have been doing these traffic stops. Now, this is what I heard. This is the information that I got them putting out there. My information says that they were supposed to be making sure about the shootings that were going on. And someone said to me, because again, I did my own investigation, because you know how Jamal is. So that's when I was told, they said, Jamal, this will be over there to make sure that we're not having the shootings and other things like that. Stepping on the patrol with regard to that. Yes, but it's not so about trying to get people on these minor traffic stops. That was not the purpose of it. So that's why I say it's all pretextual. So that's why now I'm looking like, this is this crap that I'm talking about. And so now, and what I said, I'm going to let y'all know why I laughed at some of it. Because I had Alderman Shabazz on the phone along with the chief of police. What I know for a fact that happened for most of us, we don't have anybody on the phone, like Alderman Blakely said. We don't have their numbers. And so imagine, because there are people out there right now, as I told folks, who have now, I bet you got some charges right now.
Yes.
Based on that type of stuff that happened in our neighborhood. And that, as I tell all my folks, I said, guess what? This impacts families.
Yes.
For generations. This is not just one time, because somebody may have lost their job, or they may not have lost their housing. So this now impacts them and impacts their children. And so I said to myself, see, Jamal, you have done this, but how many other people out there that has not had that?
You know what?
Don't have somebody standing up for them.
This is why it is so important that we have community policing.
That's right.
This is why we have to have community policing. You have folks in positions of authority that say they agree with community policing, but then when I look at the graduations in our city, all I see is folks of Caucasian persuasion,
What's that?
Latino, and what have you. And I don't see nobody that looks like me. And that is a problem because these are individuals that's actually patrolling African American communities. So until we do what we're supposed to do by putting the right people there, we're going to have these type situations.
And the alcohol, let me tell the alcohol. What I did, the officer, when they said I had the alcohol, I said, let me tell you. I said, so you all smell alcohol. I said, what I did, I grabbed my hand sanitizer. It's alcohol. So I said, this is what I use with my hand. So he gets it. He even squeezed him out. I'm like, look at this. See what I'm talking about? Then I said, also, I got this one right here. I said, this is the one that I use on my face. Alcohol. And so I'm saying, what season are we in right now? What season do we have right now? COVID season.
Come on now.
So should I not have this right here? But you all told me I smell like alcohol. And then, again, the other thing, my investigation, as I had asked, I said, listen, do alcohol that's used for sanitizing purposes have the same smell as alcohol that's used for drinking? These folks, when they said to me, no, Jamal, it's not the same scent. I'm like, okay. And these are law enforcement officers that I asked this question of. They say it's not the same scent. But here go what I know. The average brother and sister are not thinking like that.
Right.
It's a heightened situation. The anxiety is there. So what now happened, they're trapped. They are trapped. And then, and I said this to some other folks, so I'm putting out here in the public right now, that I said, I looked at that Caucasian female officer. I said, she's the type to shoot me.
Oh, come on, somebody. Come on now.
She's the type that would shoot me.
Come
because
on now.
One, she's short, and then because again, if I act a certain way, then they'll say I got belligerent because you know how I talk, and people like that. Why are you talking loud? Like, listen here, that's how I talk. It's African, and so then I say she'd be the type to shoot me. Then the Caucasian male also came up there. I say again, that's why I told him get a supervisor because I'm not even about to have a further conversation with them.
Exactly.
I know for a fact,
you know what,
Jamal? Other brothers.
A lot of people don't know that. Yeah. A lot of people that get caught up in these type situations, they do not know.
That's right.
You don't have to have a conversation if you feel some kind of way.
That's
Call and ask for the supervisor. That's right. And don't give a doggone how long it takes for them to get there. You wait right there until they get there because it might save your life.
That's right.
And I just, we've been teaching Know Your Rights for the past 15 years in community. We've done it through Let Us Make Man, when we brought Let Us Make Man in Savannah on 2 occasions in Savannah State. One of the things that we talk about, and I think is important, especially those of us that are in community, that are working with young people, is that if they tell you to get out of the car for officer safety, you have to get out of the car. And so we've seen situations where it's escalated, where young people are like, I don't have to do this, I don't have to do that. No, but yes, you do. You do. You get out, keep your hands, and think about this. It hurts to have to teach this because we're trying to teach our young people how not to get killed.
Exactly.
I mean, the thought of that, just marinate on that for a second. That my sons, who were, my oldest graduated from Howard University and the other one is at Howard. These officers aren't evaluating. They don't know who they are. Exactly. They just know here's a young black male that we have criminalized for 401 years. Even when we were free Africans during our enslavement, there was the criminalization of black people. Yes. So this isn't a new phenomenon.
Right, exactly.
We have been in their minds criminals since we were brought here, and they were the ones who stole us to bring us here.
Exactly.
How crazy is that? That the criminal would then define who the criminal is.
The criminals.
That's how
because they were criminals to get here.
They robbed, raped, all of that, and then they say, y'all the criminals. Come on,
that's crazy.
And so it's just so... It hurts, but we have to do that work because we have had too many cases where we've lost people that is real. It's happening. And so all we can do is try to increase the knowledge base in our community to de-escalate these situations. Yes. And so the de-escalation, they're supposed to be taught
That's right.
verbal judo.
Yes.
That's what they're. That's one of their trainings.
That's right.
They're supposed to be the ones that do the de-escalation.
That's
We're
right.
teaching de-escalation.
Yes.
That's right.
And so as soon as this COVID clears, we're looking to do something in Savannah with the young people in conjunction with other lawyers that are here.
Okay.
We want to do a big know your rights.
Oh,
So
yes.
So that the young
Know
people
how to survive.
a police encounter.
There you go.
How to survive a
How to
police
survive
encounter.
a police encounter.
Yeah.
Well, y'all listen. I told y'all we wasn't gonna be here long, but I just had to have these young men here so that they could let you know what's going on in our community. Also, if an individual wanted to, and JP, I promise you, I know you are ready to go and what have you, and we ain't gonna be here long. I promise you we're not. If a person wanted to reach out to you all, how do they reach out to Davis, Bozeman, and Johnson?
Yeah, so that's easy. You can obviously connect with us at our office, 208 West Hall, here in historic Savannah. You can also reach us on social media at Francis Johnson and at Mauli Davis. You can also reach out to us. Our phone number here in the local area is 912-225-1600. And
just like Washington, the president address, 1600 Washington.
Yeah, but
You should never forget
that we're evicting the old guy.
Yeah.
Donald
Bring
Trump
it
has
in the
got
new guy.
to go.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
And we're happy about that, but we're going to hold Joe Biden and Kamala Harris accountable. That's right.
And that's what you were saying. I did want to just
whoever sits in the seat, we're holding them accountable.
Our responsibility is the inside outside.
Yes.
So to some degree, what is delivered to us by those that we elect is what we require of them.
Exactly.
And so we've got to keep,
Absolutely.
They got to know that
right.
you pushing so hard because these folk in the community are pushing you to keep your word
That's
to
right.
the people.
That's
And
right.
so they shouldn't be mad at you, right? Because you just doing what you were sent
to do.
Look
here,
they got expectations.
Don't get mad at me. Get mad at God, because I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do.
I love
Bam,
it.
baby.
I love it.
Bam,
I
baby.
love it.
Yeah, I said it. This is a yeah, I said it moment. Okay, and I gotta say this right here, y'all, and then we can wrap it up. Somebody in the media asked me, because we've been doing our budget for the city. I'm talking a whole lot of money, and I gotta say this to y'all. Let me tell you something. We're getting ready to grant $400,000+ plus an additional $129,000 for individuals to clean Laurel Grove Cemetery, South and North, and also Greenwich Cemetery. Y'all, I'm talking about just cutting grass. $500,000 just cutting grass. How many of folk can cut grass? Huh? Let me say this right here. There are certain protocols that you have to follow in order to get on the list so that you could be considered to get that business.
But the knowledge is power.
Let me tell you something. Get certified with the city. If you cut grass, if you paint, if you're a carpenter, if you're a bricklayer, if you're an electrician, truck driver, whatever, get certified so that you could get some of these. But they've been keeping folk out of the system a mighty long time because of this right here. Paperwork. Figure out how to do it, doggone it, get it done, and let's help build our community. Okay? See, I done lost my train of thought. I had to say that. That thing jumped on me just that fast. But y'all, listen, we're getting ready to wrap it up. What was I saying? Help me.
I think we were getting ready because we're so close to the Thanksgiving season. We were getting ready to share a gratitude, or we were getting ready to share some habit or ritual, because we are what we do.
Yes.
That makes us who we are. Something that we can leave with the folks who are listening, if they want to.
Okay.
We got money coming out right now. This budget we got.
Yes, thank you. That thing y'all listen.
I'll give you an exit rap.
Yeah.
Oh no, I won't say, because it's about money. It's about pure, simple money.
Money.
Economics.
Money. The budget. That thing is serious. It's real serious, people.
And we ain't getting our share.
And we ain't getting nothing to hardly. I mean, we at the bottom of the totem pole. I heard Tariq Nasheed say something today about leveling the playing field. And in the realm of it, if you open up something that's going to benefit everybody, then that means we ain't getting nothing, because it's just going to keep elevating the wealthy, and we're going to get a little something. He was talking about someone named Cora Brooks, not Corey Brooks, the other person, the female.
Oh, the new representative from Ferguson.
Yes. How she was talking about
she's an activist just like you. She came up out of the Ferguson struggle. Yes, and now she's the congresswoman. She unseated an African American congressman who wasn't doing their job, just holding a seat. And so she's come there with a mandate to bring that activism to Congress. And so,
yes. But the point that he was making was that, when you're in this thing and you're young in it, you don't know how to, how can I say it? You don't know how to articulate the things that we really, really need. So if they come and they say, okay, we're going to forgive all of the student loans, or we're going to give you something that's going to help you with asthma, that's going to affect, African Americans. True, indeed, it's going to affect African Americans, but it's going to affect everybody. Student loans is going to affect everybody, the forgiveness. But if you got to do something specifically to take us as black folk to a whole nother level.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And everybody ain't talking like that. And when Tariq Nasheed was talking about it, I was like, you know what? That makes a whole heck of a lot of sense.
Reparations now.
Reparations. Caller, you're on the air. Caller, you're on the... Well, I guess that caller didn't want to talk because they hung that phone up real fast.
Well, no. I think why Ms. Bush, Congresswoman Bush, elect is being referenced is because her campaign was not centered on the middle class. It was not centered on the working white class. It was centered on poor and marginalized black people. She talked about the poor. She talked about working class black people who are one check from being dispossessed from their home. And that's where, and no one's talking about that part of America. And so you're right, there's got to be targeted programs that are not aimed at the middle, but are aimed at the very bottom.
The lowest on the totem pole.
Right.
You know what I tell people? We are as strong as our weakest link in our city. And right now, the weakest link in the city of Savannah is African Americans. At the end of the day, when we get to a level playing field, then can you imagine how awesome that would be? That all of us would just come together in harmony and peace and what have you, but we still struggling, we still fighting, and
elections have consequences, and you got to serve the people who put you in office.
As simple
unapologetically.
As that. That's it.
Plain and simple. When you know who those folks are, then your agenda becomes clear.
Exactly.
So I don't fault Donald Trump for rallying for his base.
No.
For championing for his base. I was diametrically opposed to what his base wants and what he wanted on behalf of his base. I get frustrated when our folks don't want to represent the people who put them in office.
Isn't that something? That's what I was saying when they say stuff like, we want to bring everybody along. We want to include everybody. You can't include everybody. Because everybody ain't down there with you. I can't sit at the table with you.
Everybody did
Thank you. I can't sit at the table with you and you eating filet mignon and drinking champagne and I'm eating goddamn moldy bread and drinking sour milk. How the heck I'm going to sit at the table? How the hell I'm going to sit at the table with you?
Some
I
people
can't.
gotta die. Some people gotta die. And when we
I
say
got to
that-
have the same thing, doggone it. Yes, I said it.
And what we see.
I am used to being the most radical person at the table, but Lord have mercy, tonight I'm not.
Well-
This feels good. This feels
Well-
good.
And because when it comes down to it, you know, what I think we should be tired of is that we
Oh,
already
I
know.
remember what I was about to say. This person in the media, in mass media, asked me this lady asked me this twice. Did you say you wanted to defund the police department? Did I hear you say you wanted to defund the police department? I have, and this is for you because I know you looking.
Nah.
I have never said that I wanted to defund the police department. What I said was I want to pull funds from the police department so that we could empower our community. We got to teach our Savannah Impact. Yeah, let's pull money from that police department so that we could put it in Savannah Impact so that we could stop some of this gun violence we have. You know, idle hands and idle minds is a devil's workshop. If you don't give an individual something to do, they're going to create their own, especially our young people, our young men. And I'm not talking just young men, because I'm talking young women, because the young women out here hard as I don't know what. Parent called me this morning. Daughter doing crazy stuff. Done got locked up. Now she's out on bond, and now she's trying to figure out which way to go. She might need to talk to you.
Any community that has more police than it has kindergarten teachers is a community whose priorities are in the wrong place.
Exactly.
It's tied to the prison system, which we're aware of. And one thing,
and so it's about the community that you want to have. And so when folks ask about, you know, these sort of misnomers like defund the police, you know, budgets are a statement of your priorities,
values,
and your values, and we've got to have a budget that reflects the values of our community. In terms of people to serve and protect, that's fine. But our police will tell you they are not social workers.
No.
Our police will tell you they cannot be after school activity instructors.
Mental health
experts. On down the list. We need to fund the things that our community needs.
Exactly.
And that's all to it.
Exactly.
And we had a city manager that had us arguing over arts and social services. And we allowed this to happen under the previous administration. That the city manager we allowed to come in here had no connection to us.
From Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
And now he's gone, but he's done damage to this community. So that's what we're doing. And Savannah Impact, just to throw this out there, Savannah Impact will bring young people, males and females, to Geechee Kunda.
Yes.
So we used to have them from Savannah down there. So now we're giving them the element of culture and history. Where even when I'm walking around the streets in Savannah, they say, Geechee Kunda.
Yes.
So they're relating to it. They get that sense of pride. And we said that constant. When we give them that,
when you have pride in the place, you won't destroy it.
That's right.
And so now they understand who they are. And so when they won't destroy themselves because they're not getting that. And so, but again, when you now begin taking away from that, you begin to see this. And so we have people sitting in positions right now. And when I say some people need to die, some people need to be gone, we need to get rid of them. It's about that mentality and that mindset.
Bye, Fred.
It's destructive.
Bye, Felicia.
It's destructive to us as a whole. But we like to be all cutesy with them. And I'm like saying, no, you are destroying our community right now with that mentality, that mindset. That you take it all personal. I keep telling them, stop taking it personal. Once you decide to become an elected official, you put yourself out there prominently in a position. Guess what? You got to take the slings and arrows.
That's right.
If you want to be a private person, guess what? That's fine. We ain't going to come after you. We can't come after your family. But you put yourself out there. So now the public has a right to say something to you if we think you're going astray.
That's right.
But we think that we're insulated because we're in these positions. No.
To whom much is given.
I start to say, Negro, you got to die.
And you better have tough skin when you're dealing with this kind of stuff.
That's right.
I tell you, my skin real good and tough. United States Army sure worked on me. Bam, baby.
He's Navy. He said Navy is best. That's what he told me. He said Navy is best.
I ain't going to get into that.
That's what he told me. I just swear to God. He told me that.
I did 9 years.
I got a child in the Navy right now. Lord, he's not my biological grandson, but doggone it, he's in the Navy right now. And he said, Nana, I ain't never seen nothing like it. I said, boy, I told you should have went in the Army. Bam! Yes, I did.
It's real.
It's real. the Navy and the Air Force. My daughter just retired from the Air Force. She said, Mama, it's a different world. I said, I told you should have went in the Army. My brother in the Marines. The Marines. Now them jawheads, Semper Fi. You could have got farther than you did had you went in the Army. Daddy, I listened. Your daughter listened. Doggone it. Nah. Play with it. All right, y'all. With all that being said, it was fun.
Thank you.
But y'all, we have to run. I want you all to share. I mean, if you don't take the time to, if you didn't get a chance to look at it tonight, please, in the future, let folk know this law firm is here. And I want to recap on your location. Is it 208 West Hall or 207? Because somebody put
208 West Hall.
Here 207.
No,
it's 208 West Hall.
Okay, 208
Suite
Dr.
A
Hall.
on the
Dr.
top.
Hall. 208 Suite A.
Sweet A.
Melinda Gwen, don't be saying I try to stir up no pot. I ain't stirred up no pot. Understand that. But
Yeah, he's
that's what
stirring the pot.
He said that about the Navy.
Stirred.
He said that about the Navy. I ain't got nothing to do with that. He said that.
Okay, y'all, and remember the telephone number. The telephone number, Stancil. I'll call you tonight, and then you can go back and put all this in there. Y'all, that's my host from Atlanta that does this for us as well. The number is 912-225-1600. Now, let me ask y'all this, and then I'm going to let y'all go, but see, this stuff is just coming to me, right? Do you all do injury?
That's primarily what we do. We've been doing injury. So our other law partner, Rob Bozeman, we were all in law school at the same time.
Okay.
Rob and I were at Georgia State. He was at University of Georgia. He was the regional director for BALSA, and I was the reparations co-chair. So when I say reparations now, we've been saying that.
Y'all been saying that for 20 years. Okay.
Back when that was really revolutionary.
Okay.
Folks didn't say white supremacy. If you said that, you were revolutionary.
Okay.
We've been using white supremacy, reparations since then because that's, my people brought. So our work here is injury work, catastrophic injury, or just a rear end collision or civil rights. So those are that's the work. And
so I'm so glad you said that because, y'all listen to me and listen well. You have a lot of folk that you turn your TV on and they're talking about all of this injuries and, call what that man name is, the Marine or whatever the name, call this one, call that one, but guess what?
It's gimmicks. Those are all gimmicks.
Guess what? I'm going to tell you right now. In Savannah, Georgia, Chatham County, dial 912-225-1600 and you going to get, I got to think of this right here. The White House. No, not the White House, the right house. Yes, you're going to get the right house to represent you in your injury law claim, okay?
There we go.
In your injury, whatever. You know what I'm saying.
And
Yes,
they're located in Dodge City, West Side, Dodge City.
Oh, Lord, here you go.
West Side
Dodge City.
That's right, West Side. Y'all know that Clarence Teddy Williams. They're located right there in Dodge City on Hall Street. Bam. Frenchie! HBJ Frenchie. Baby, Frenchie.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, y'all. Well, listen, with all of that being said, I'm getting ready to shout my folks out. JP. All right, and I just want to thank y'all so much, but let me say this right here. For all of the individuals that look at our podcast and our shows, please tune in on Mondays. Candidly Keisha, that's Alderwoman Keisha Gibson Carter. Oh, and I got to say this, her and her husband have a podcast on Spotify. Look here, for young couples, for couples that's been in the game for a long, long time, whatever. Tune in. They're giving you some good stuff. I mean, it is a beautiful podcast, okay?
I'm mad with Sam.
Why?
Sam's been doing the training with me Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I ain't hear from Sam. But that's how Savannah High people are.
Sam gonna do, you gonna leave Sam alone now.
Savannah High people, that's how it is.
Talk to the hand.
Don't do it, Savannah.
You're gonna leave Sam alone. Now listen, on Tuesday you have my show,
That's
which
right.
we're doing it Monday because these men will be leaving tomorrow, and they wouldn't have been able to come on tomorrow.
Right.
So
We'll be back.
huh?
We're here. We're gonna be living here.
They're gonna be living
Yeah,
here,
back
but
and
and
forth.
then we'll bring them back on
Yeah.
On a Tuesday.
at another time. But I needed them to get to know y'all tonight, and y'all get to know them, so that when the next time come, if something happened, you won't be dialing all them other numbers. You'll be dialing 912-225-1600, not the White House, but the right house. Bam, baby. Yes. So and I just want to say I just want to say on
right.
Wednesday we have ATR, All Things Relevant, and on Thursday we have
Jay Jones.
and Friday we have
Alicia Scott.
Alicia L. Scott. Now y'all talking about a powerhouse. That one there.
Yes.
Alicia L. Scott on Friday. On Saturday we have Diane Harvey Johnson. She's every first Saturday of the month. And then we have the Watchdogs. The Watchdogs. And when I tell you the Watchdogs watching, yeah, they watching. And then on
6 o'clock.
6
all
o'clock.
on Saturday. Reverend Smalls.
Oh,
Tell her like it
Reverend
is.
Dr. Leonard Smalls. 6 o'clock. Y'all, that is my mentor. I'm his mentee.
Oh yeah.
Fight the power. Reverend Dr. Leonard Smalls.
That's right.
And then on Sunday, we have Freedom's Journal with Yusef Shabazz and Voices in the Struggle with Anthony Mabin and Reggie Hassan. Now, with all of that being said, it is no reason why
right.
you all should not be up on
right.
current events as it relates to
That's right.
us, for
That's
us,
right.
and by us.
That's right.
Now, there's a situation that took place on Friday, I believe it was, where a young man was murdered in Jacksonville, Florida. Are y'all familiar with that?
Yes.
Well, you're going to become familiar with it.
Okay.
Yes. With all of that being said, I want to shout everybody out. Listen, y'all, have a very happy Thanksgiving. Don't eat too much, but eat enough. And if you got something left over, share. Okay? I'm going to be making sweet potato pie. So for everybody in the family, y'all know I only make them twice a year, Thanksgiving and Christmas. So I got a big old bag of sweet potatoes, and I'm going to do the doggone thing. So you better put your order in quick, fast, and in a hurry. All right. With all of that being said, JP, you got anything you want to say?
And just submit to that toy drive.
Toy drive.
Yeah.
42 West Montgomery Crossroads.
42 West Montgomery Crossroads. New toys, gently used toys. You can go right there to Dollar General. What that is?
Family Dollar.
Family Dollar. And bring something over here. Now, I'm going to give each one of you 3 minutes to wrap it up. Starting with you. And Dr. Johnson, I know you tired. I know y'all some hard-working men. I see him over there. I know he be doing the doggone thing. I follow you. But, just give us about 3 more minutes and y'all can go on y'all merry way and be safe.
No, this has
in your
been a
travels.
real pleasure. Just the conversation and the very rich dialogue about what's in our best interest.
Mm-hmm.
And you shouldn't feel ashamed of that. And for folks who are listening, our interest deserves particular focus.
Mm-hmm.
And so this has been very rich. Let me tell you, I am grateful for life in this time where so much loss is all around us. I don't take it for granted that the Creator has been good to us in this space. And so I want to acknowledge that and share that gratitude.
Yes.
And for those who are struggling in this season, this is a season that you've experienced without a loved one, and things feel so different. You are in my thoughts and prayers. I am cognizant that somebody watching this show could be at the edge of their seat, the edge of decision, and feel like you're falling off. Hold on. You'll get through this season. And so I just want to share that from my heart. I just feel that very deeply. And just say this, that the Spirit did call us here to Savannah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And on behalf of our partner, Rob Bozeman, Harold Spence, Mauli Davis, and myself, the others, We are a 6-person firm with nearly 30 employees, and we intend to center our work in this community and the communities that we serve across Georgia. So if we can be of help, we're here to serve, and it's our pleasure.
All right, thank you. Go ahead.
I just, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for this platform, because so often we don't have this kind of conversation. We're searching, right? And I was searching. When I was 21, 22 years old, I was searching, and I came across a final call. And in that final call was a column called Worrell's World. And it was written by Conrad Worrell. And I was reading it before I ever really met him, and then he became my political godfather, and just less than 6 months ago he made his transition to be on the ancestral realm. So all that I do, I want to make sure that I honor his legacy of resistance, of strategic building. He was real intentional about trying to build Black capacity for self-determination. Right? We don't just step into this and say, the reason that we can come and be a part of the community is because we've been building.
Yes.
And so we're able to come with something.
Yes.
Right? We're able to come and offer and receive, and for there to be reciprocity with community.
Yes.
That ain't something that, so we have to build capacity to be self-determinant so that we can come and take any case we want and not be scared to get run out of business.
Unbought and unbossed.
We don't have to be scared because we've built capacity to be self-determinant.
Yes.
That's all that Black folk, that's what we're moving towards. We've got to be self-determinant so that we're not beholden to folks who have historically been nothing but our enemies. Historically, there have been those that have betrayed us over and over again, and so we've got to rely on us.
That's right.
And when we do that, we'll be fine.
We can save ourselves.
I gotta say this. It's a new God in town. Bam, baby. I gotta say. Brother Jamal, Dr. Jamal.
Going on, we shared with folks 2 years ago that there was a new day here. We shared that. We put that out there. And we made it happen. We made it happen with regards to the election of our councilwomen, our councilmen, our mayor. We made that happen. We showed folks the power that we have. Then we also did it with regards to this past election, with regards to local elections in Chatham County. And as our councilwoman said, that we had a system of people who did not want some of us to win.
That's right.
But then what we did, and like I shared with folks, I said, now because we now have these podcasts, we are not able to put our information out there and represent the people. As I often tell folks, it's not about ego, it's about we go. And I have to share this with regards to folks that what occurs for us is this, that Mauli came here in February for National Freedom Day to speak. Brother Francis was right there. And so that blood flowed, even though we knew Francis, but then the blood flowed, it connected. It connected us. And so it just it expands, because that's what happened when we have people who are right-minded.
Hello. I feel so empowered. I feel so empowered. I mean, right now in my gut, y'all. Y'all don't even understand. Because it's now we have somebody's here that we can actually go to and get the things that we need, from a system that we know nothing about. But now we have individuals here that can actually teach us. You know what I'm saying? When you said what you said, and I didn't mean to cut you off, but you said about, teaching a bunch of young people on how to survive, how to live after COVID. I'm excited about that. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And with regards to that, I say to people who are conscious, who are aware, who are sincere, when they have that good conduct, that good character, that good speech, it brings us together as one. And that now is no longer being selfish. We are selfless. And this is the manifestation of that. And all of us play a role with regard to the machine of liberation for our people. And that's what has happened now.
Exactly.
It's ordained. It's ordained by the Most High. And so we all
Caller,
go forward.
you're on the air.
That's wrong.
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm good. I want to give a shout out to Francis Johnson and good people. You know Jamal's real good people, so both of them good frat brothers, so.
Well, we got a cap in the house too.
That's why
Hold on. He's trying to say something, y'all. What you said?
said, you got some great people up there tonight. So keep doing what you're doing. You got, keep going in the right direction. So
Thank you so much.
brothers up there, Toure and Francis Johnson.
That's right,
Thank
Brother
you
Brian.
so
That's right.
much.
Bam.
Yeah,
You in the house.
brother
And
Brian.
caller, who is this?
This Robert Bryan.
That's right.
Oh, hey,
That's
Robert. Hey.
Brother Brian put his body on the line.
That's right.
Yes, I'm good,
Trying
Robert.
to help people to help themselves.
Yes.
I got to give my people a shout out.
Thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
Absolutely.
Greatly appreciate you.
All right.
Yes, indeed.
Love you
Proud
too.
of
Be
you.
blessed.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's Dr.
That's
Robert
right.
Bryant.
That's right.
Yes. All right, y'all. So, with all of that being said, y'all, look at here. It's been fun, but we got to run. I'm Alicia Blakely, baby, your host. I no longer raise hell. I raise awareness. What my eyes see and my ears hear is going to determine how I speak.
All right.
Bam. Yeah, I said it.
I remember when I lost my mind.
All right, y'all. I got to get up and shout my people out. Yeah.
That's Dr. Linda Quinn. Big shout out to Linda Quinn.
Yes. Uh-oh, excuse me.
And when you're out there,
Well, don't turn it down.
yeah, I was out of
Keep it up there. Y'all hold 1 second. Don't leave this here. Let me just do this.
I just knew too much.
Okay, wait a minute. What's going on? Here we go. Here we go.
That made me crazy.
All right, Angela Lewis, Barbara Gamble Patterson. What's up, cousin? Chantel Johnson, Gladys Samuels, Julius Hall, Mary Ann Richardson, Sunita Carol Foltz, Jay Williams, Cynthia Black Gold Willis, Renee Leon, Vincent Jenkins, Ellen Brown, Daisy Cone, Tracy Taylor, Deidre Grimm, Freddie Jones Jr., Tanya Howard Hall, Brinson Monique, Nadra Enzi. Look here, Nadra. Nadra was on there. Hey, Nadra, how you doing? Hey, my son, Alton Blakely, John Brooks, Hollis Mitchell, Hazel Smith, Yvette Cooper, Janie Williams, Rose Wiley, Sheila Parker, Sabrina Green, Melinda Gwen Thornton, my girl, Yvonne Doing Me Loving Life, Walker Evans. What's up, classmate? Carol Howell, Terry Mobley, Sharon Butts, Rose Wiley. Okay, wait a minute. Keith Brown, Judy Scott, Shabu Ford, Tyler Green. What's up, my baby? What's up, Tyler? Robert Bryant, Fatima Johnson, Sean Bolden. Hey, Sean, what's up? Ramona Drayton Jackson. I like that post you put up there, Ramona. Let's see. Art Howard and Sammy Shepard. I love y'all. God bless you. Peace out. I might want to let that play out. I like that song.
Yeah.
That's a nice song, ain't it? I'm going to continue that. Y'all, I'm going to let that song play. I like that song. Yes. Okay. Woo, it's been fun, y'all, but we've got to run. Yes. Savannah. Love you. God bless you. Peace out.